It's been a while since I've last posted a video and I'm sorry for that. But to make up for it, I'll be showing you my ranking of worlds in the popular PvZ mod Reflourished. As all of you know, Reflourished adds new worlds and expansions to the previous worlds from the main game. I also wanted to make it clear that every time I say main game, I'm talking about the base game of Plants vs Zombies 2. Also, for every ranking of the worlds, we will mention the level expansions, new plants that are added, and the zombies as well. Note that the footage you'll see throughout this video aren't the first time I'm playing the levels that are going to be mentioned. With that out of the way, let's begin the ranking with first level that is worth mentioning is day 27, where you will have to produce 9,000 sun to complete the level and while this may seem challenging, I actually beat it first try, mostly because I just had Shine Blind to go with me for that level. The actual threat to this level is the zombies, which I'll go over later. Same goes for day 31. However, day 30 made me struggle for over half an hour, but thankfully with some careful planning, I was able to beat this level. Day 33 was a surprisingly very interesting level with protecting a bunch of iceberg lettuce and a banana launcher. And the plants that you get are potato mine, 3 iceberg lettuce, and the primal potato mine. This level is interesting because you would need to manage where and when you would plant the potato mines while also trying to prevent the zombies from being too close to the endangered plants. Speaking of plants, the plants here are okay. Snoopy being obviously able to put out explore and torchlight zombies torches and squash. Sure, it does that. Zombies that are added here are not that interesting really. The only ones added here are Pyramid Head zombies and Torchlight zombie, with only one original zombie, which is just a faster explorer with a bit more health. This world zombies is really not that interesting in my opinion. I was really looking forward to seeing Cleopatra Zombie because some things that are exclusive to this mod than the main game is that it uses unused zombies, plants, minecarts, graves, and other things that the main game did not include. But at least they didn't make the first world expansion an easy tutorial world. Therefore, it is B tier. Pirate Seas is the next world, obviously, and honestly, I don't have much to say about this world. The levels aren't that memorable or creative except for 2 exceptions. Day 30 is protect the endangered plants level while also not being able to plant on mold colonies. But the real problem is where you need to protect the endangered plant, and that plant is potato mine. So this level makes you use apple mortar to attack the zombies going to that lane. Day 31 has mold colonies placed on the first half of the lawn, which makes you use pea and bok choy, split pea and bok choy actually. This level was pretty fun. For the plants, apple mortar is a pretty good plant. It does its job well and can be really helpful for the late game. Ice Weed is an obvious choice for being put in a world where its weed brothers are. Still prefer Spycraft to be honest. The zombies here are just boring. The zombies here are just Pelican Zombie and Barrelhead Zombie. I also felt that this got easier as I got through the levels, which I didn't expect for a world that should be a bit harder than Ancient Egypt. This world is also B tier, but a bit worse than Ancient Egypt. Now this one is one of the best expansions in the mod, in my opinion. Before we go through the levels, I would like to mention that minecarts here are used very creatively than the main game. In that game, they just fill like 40% of the lawn minecarts because of board mechanics, I guess, but in this mod, they are more like a second option for you to use so you can manage the amount of zombies that block the prospector zombies. Now let's talk about the levels. The first one worth mentioning is day 27, where you would need to protect 3 P-pods, one in just one lane and the other 2 on the minecarts. And you only have P-pod as your attacking plant, while the other 2 are a stalling plant and a sun producer. And this level made me stress out throughout the whole level. Any mistake I do could result in me losing, and I really like that. Next is day 30 that had me stressed out the same as day 27, and this was another protected plant which is placed on the minecarts. Some may argue that most levels in this expansion is to protect the endangered plants, but that is to be expected from the whole minecarts gimmick. This mod uses minecarts in a surprisingly fun and creative way, so I don't mind it really. Day 33 is my favorite level of this whole expansion, with using Hypnoshroom to hypnotize the chickens, and your main attacker is only Bowling Bug, and this is the most fun I've had using the minecarts gimmick. The plants here are excellent, with obviously Tumbleweed being included here, and it's a great counter to push back the Bull and Rodeo Legend zombies. More on that later. For some reason, I expected Cactus to be included here. I don't know, just something to share. Raw Tomato is really good here, since its powerful laser attack can really take out a few handful of zombies on the lawn. The zombies here aren't exactly original or anything, but they do make it challenging because of the levels that they are included. Because minecart head zombie is basically just a pyramid or barrel head zombie, but this world uses a lot of levels where you need to protect a plant from being eaten. These zombies can really make you lose the level if you're not paying attention, which I do oftentimes in my playthrough. But the Rodeo Legends made me lose a lot, because they're much faster and stronger than the Bull Zombie. Overall, this expansion was really good. The Reflourished devs did an excellent job making plants and zombies great here, so therefore it is A tier. Now we're moving on to one of the bad expansions from the mod. Far Future, the world of super tanky zombies like Conehead Robot, Discotron, and this guy. I hate him. The thing that's worth mentioning aren't related to the levels actually. It's about the design of the world pieces in the expansion. First few world pieces are identical to the main game, but then by day 30, the world pieces turn into planets, which is pretty cool. So let's move on to day 29. It basically just vomits powerful plants, and with power tiles. And even though it just vomits overpowered plants, it doesn't make it a fun level. It's not. Next level is day 31. Day 31. Day 31! Seriously can't describe this is the hardest level in the entire mod. This level took me days to beat. Not only do I have to produce the 30,000 sun, not only do I have to survive with the given plants with magnifying grass as my attacker for some reason, but I also have to kill this, and every zombie in the world in the exact same time. Day 32, and the rest are thankfully not as hard and slow. And by slow, I mean the robots take a bajillion years to even get to 3 tiles. The zombies fight was boring, to be honest. The plants here are okay. They don't really fit well in the world in my opinion, but they are useful. The last thing I think this world needed was adding more health or speed to zombies. I don't like the far feature in the main game, and in this, I still hit them. but a little more here, and that's why they go down with the D. Honestly, the only thing keeping this world from an F tier is just the I don't know. I don't know why I put it in D tier. This is one of the more interesting expansion in the mod. The levels here are fun. An example is Day 23, which is a survival potions boost zombies, but you use Hypnoshroom, and the Shroom effect doesn't actually remove the potion boost, which creates a war against boosted zombies and hypnotized boosted zombies. This was an interesting spin to the evil potions gimmick. Day 24 is a produce 5,000 suns level, but you can't use a sun producing plant except for Sunbeam and Sun Gravestones. But using the Sunbeam plus Fusion plant food, I was able to get this level easily. Day 26 introduces the Dark Summoner zombie and a pre-planted walnut on the lawn, which is a great way of demonstrating the new zombie's fast eating speed. The new zombie is the Bandit zombie, which technically is from the Chinese version of PvZ2, but its function and abilities have been reworked, which is more creative than the Chinese version. The plants here are great, adding Hypnoshroom, and thank God the sun cost for the shroom is back to 75 like in the original game. PopCup making this plant cost 125 sun in PvZ2 is a crime against humanity. Witch Hazel here is a fine plant. It's not really useful unless you count its plant food ability. Overall, this expansion is great, but it does need improvement, which puts this world in A tier. In conclusion, this mod is really good at making plants, zombies, and levels great again. And I would argue that this mod knows more about improving the game more than PopCap itself. Well, mostly because the modders are PvZ fans, but whatever.
Ah yes, the world that everyone loves in vanilla. Anyways, this expansion is not bad to be honest. The first time I played it, I was like, this is not as fun as I thought it would be. But after playing all the levels, it actually wasn't that bad at all. Most of the expansion levels provide a little more difficult objectives than the other ones. First level that deserves to get mentioned is Day 34. I gotta say this one is really fun. You would have to time coconut cannons shots perfectly while having a limited amount plants planted while you also battle through dozens of zombies in multiple waves. The reason I said perfectly is because surfboard zombies is. Surfboard may block your way of attacking zombies directly, so be careful and plan on how you're going to fire the coconuts and when. One wrong move, and you risk the flowers being stepped on. Day 35 is only mentioned here because of two things. You would need to survive with limited seed slots while also surviving with only plants planted on top of the lily pad. This adds some more difficulty to the level. Day 36 is a last stand level, with the difference being you would need to plan your defense using the plants given to you. Day 39 has an interesting spin on the tide gimmick. The water only takes dot up about 3 column tiles rather than at least 5. This makes it that the surfboard zombies' surfboard will again act as a shield. Day 40 has you protect endangered walnuts at the far left side of the lawn. So, you know that this level is gonna spam zombies. Oh yeah, and this is a conveyor belt level. So good luck. The plants here are nothing original and are obvious choices, but not a bad pick for these plants. Chomper's sharp teeth are as useful as ever. Homing Thistle's projectile doing mediocre damage as ever. The standout for this world is definitely Hot Potato. Even though she is unlocked in this world, it's like she fits in Big Wave Beach. Just as right, if not more, in Frostbite Caves, because of how useful she is against Octo Zombies. The devs had to make big nerfs to some of the zombies in this world, because of how annoying Octo Zombie and Fisherman Zombie in vanilla, and that they did. Scuba Zombie was just kinda like a fly to me. It wasn't a threat to my defense at all. The new zombies aren't used in any creative way at all, which is disappointing. Overall, this expansion is alright, which is why it's C tier. One of the best expansions in the mod, period. The devs were really cooking with this one. A fantastic level overall. It freezes all the plants and zombies that are present on the lawn, and you will have to use the point for hot potatoes and the intensive carrots to survive the level. You will basically have to plan on what plant you will unfreeze first and work your way up to finishing the level. This is a pretty memorable one. Day 34 is a pretty fun one where you will have to plan your defense while keeping the endangered, charred guards from being eaten. This makes for a pretty intense level, especially when you're gonna have to eventually fight against a gargantuar. Day 35 uses the same mechanics as Ancient Egypt Day 34, but in here it's way more intense and uses the snowstorms better. The split peas are planted at the right side of the lawn while the zombies snowstorms through them. The reason why it's super intense is because you will have to stall the zombies as much as possible to make sure that the split peas will have enough time to kill every zombie in its lane. Day 37 is another fun and fantastic one. It uses the tumbleweed and bowling bulbs, bouncing mechanics to power through the ice and bounce zombies back. Day 38 has a lawn that has these platforms called sliders to lead the zombies through a certain row of the lawn. When I first played this, I initially thought that this would be no worrying and just lead the zombies to one or maybe to rows of the lawn until I saw the dodo birds. The plants here are also nothing original, but it forces you to use them in a way that I don't care if it's unoriginal. Fire peas reworked here makes it more powerful and really satisfying when you do use it. Hurricane's seed reload also pretty good for a stalling plant. Zombies here are not really special, they are essentially bus tank IER zombies, which isn't really needed when you already have blockhead zombies who are tanky enough as it is. Robot Dodo also doesn't even make sense here. Overall, this was just as good as the Wild West expansion, which is why it's a tier. It's solid? Yep, it is. The night change here is genius cause you are essentially getting no sun from the sky, but you're in a world where sun should be given more than generously, which enables you to spam plants, but because it's nighttime you aren't able to make a bajillion suns, which leads you to not being able to spam plants like you used to, and so the day levels are renamed to night levels, and also Night 36 uses a really creative way in using the objective of producing a certain amount of sun while also using iceberg lettuce to stop the explorer zombies from burning your plants. Night 37 used a really intense way of using the fire tiles. You essentially have to stop the zombies from stepping into them, or else the endangered coconut cannons get burned. Now even after you think your defense is unstoppable, the Gargantuars throws the imps directly on the boulder tiles to keep you from getting to comfortable genius and fantastic level design. The plants here are also nothing original and were pretty obvious except for daisy chain they do their jobs well here, and balances such as Endurian's lower sun cost is a nice touch. I really adore the zombies added here. They added the explorer zombies here, which, let's be real, fits more in here than Ancient Egypt. Magenta Skull Zombie adds a nice touch to the intensity of the levels here, and the times he is used are fantastic. Overall solid expansion, B tier. say this right now. I hate this world in vanilla. I think it is just as annoying as Big Wave Beach or Jurassic Marsh. Vanilla, but I will give it points for the absolute banger music. Anyways, they did make this world a bit less insufferable to play with. Day 35 is an interesting one where you will have to prioritize planting magnet shrooms, as many as possible due to the crazy amount of punk zombies the level throws at you. And also your primary attackers are pea-pods. Yeah, them. Day 40 is a really intense level and had me at the edge of my seat and my eyes glued to the screen because of how the level plays out. There is 2 endangered sun producers on the lawn and 1 arcade machine each on the row of said plant. After a while, arcade zombies start pushing the arcade machine towards the sunflowers while it still spawns arcade zombies continuously. What a fantastically designed level. Now, like what Kolop said, only being able to mention to great levels out of 10 is not a good sign for this expansion, since the other levels that were not mentioned were either dull or annoying to play. What a great selection of plants added here. Gumnut's ability to stall zombies, amazing and really fits well in this world. There is almost no level here where I did not want Gumnut on my seed slot. While Electric Blueberry is fine here, it counters well with the Gargantua and complements with Gumnuts. What I can't believe though, the fact that Fat Beat is way more reliable than in vanilla, which is stunning. Punk is an intense foe. It's way more threatening than Punk Zombie, especially when its ability is unlocked when Boombox Jam is on the time when most plants can't attack. Speakerhead is kinda funny to me. The fact they somehow stuck a head into a speaker is just one of the funniest things to me that I can't take him seriously. Overall, not a bad expansion, but not a good one at that. D tier. This is peak modding, period. From here on out, the expansion levels has way more than plus 10 . So get ready for probably the longest one yet. This expansion introduces us to tar tiles, which are tiles that are filled with this weird stick black good that disable most plants' ability to attack or produce sun and slows down zombies, which why it is best to plant walnuts there. It also adds another gimmick called Jurassic Panic, which scrambles some of your plants and the zombies into random spots. This makes for some of your defense being ultimately destroyed and unorganized. Day 39, they protect the endangered plants level, but the plant is hot date, a plant that attracts zombies, so this plant will actually be working against you, and the guy doesn't even know it. Day 43, quite quick and intense. One that may remind you of a certain mini game from the first game, which is Zombie Nimble Zombie Quick. Day 46 is another banger level that has plants being pushed by the Ankylosaurus to the tar tiles, so the plants constantly get activated and unactivated depending on what tile they're being pushed to. Parsnip fits so well in this world that it's literally not a joke. It pairs well with the tar tiles, which I never use that kind of technique until I saw Koala's video about it. Honestly, I would have expected Crocus to be in Dark Ages, since it is a plant that uses magic, and the ability wouldn't really fit well for the Jurassic dinosaur aesthetic. But no, Hocus Crocus really fits here. It complements the world well and is a great counter to rock carriers, but nothing compares to the power of Hot Date. My god, this is one of the best plants included in the expansion, in it not being the best counter to rock carriers, but to also amber heads and egg stealer imps, since the damage pierces the armor. So you know that it's gonna be so much better when countering zombies outside of its world. I would say that Jurassic Imposter is not a threat. It essentially is a Jurassic bully with a wood carving dinosaur head, cosplaying as a dinosaur, so he won't be able to interact with the dinosaurs, which is great for me because I hate it when dinosaurs mess up my defense. Looking at Pterodactyl and Ankylosaurus, egg stealers are originally from the Chinese version of Plants vs. Zombies. These little brats move very quick faster than a normal imp, and when they die, they drop another little brats called an eggshell imp which basically has the health of a Yeti zombie. Carriers are by far my favorite new zombie in the game. Its ability to crush most plants with one swing and having a crazy amount of health is crazy. And to top it all off, when it dies, it drops a rock that is quite strong in health. Lastly, amber head zombies, which are tankier versions of fossil heads. Last, but definitely not the least, we have a rock puncher that crushed plants blocking his way. What a giga Chad. That is a total of 5 zombies added in this world. That is insane. Anyways, I've talked about this one long enough. Overall, I think all of us can agree that this is the best expansion in the whole game period. It's not even up for debate. It shows here that the devs were putting their blood, sweat, and tears in this expansion. S tier absolute peak modding.
Now this expansion is a bit messy, but still solid. Now let's get to the reason behind that thought process. Day 39 is a similar level to Jurassic Marsh Day 46, only now, the Ankylosaurus has been replaced with football mech zombies. Day 40 is an interesting one, where you only have one monflower that you can move around using minicarts to power up the 7 nightshades. Oh, and they're endangered, so you will have to manage and think quickly on where you're gonna move the moonflower to beat the level. While Rodeo Legends, Relic Hunters, and Turco's Skull zombies come quickly to eat them all. Day 41 literally throws you gimmicks from other worlds, like minicarts, sand uses, the sliders, like in Frostbite Cade's Day 38. Then it spawned basically every single zombie in the entire mod. Day 42 is complete chaos, and I love it for that. Just gargantures that they spawn. This time, they spawn every single zombie and spawns every single portal ever. And the Jurassic Panic constantly switches plants you have on the power tiles, a fun level, but not really a memorable one. It's just chaotic and fun. Day 48 is a really unique level. You basically have no sun producers, so your main source of sun is by killing zombies, and they drop sun after. And to top it all off, Day 50. Oh yeah, the most chaotic final boss ever, it starts with its own zombie introduced that uses the ball of fire and ice gimmick that the first game used. Really hit the nostalgia for me right there. I really appreciate that the devs made a whole new comboss battle just for this world, that just shows how lazy PopCap has now become. Overall, this fight is tough to beat. Some boss just instantly spam zombies and it quickly becomes overwhelming for the plants. For example, at the start it would just be a normal or average amount of zombies that comboss spawns, then like a full 2 minutes later, he spawns like 5 in one lane and then 8 on the other. I didn't really understand how useful Mercademia Nut and Nectarine was. IDN single quotes really use them that much, so I literally have nothing to say about this too. But Shadow Pea Shooter is the ultimate goat. Shadow Pea Shooter and Dusklobber go together like peanut butter and jelly, and they become more of a great pair when powered by a moonflower. These 3 plants are so strong that I have used this multiple times even after modern day. This is what holds modern day from being in a tier world. There just weren't really any original zombies here, and I was solely disappointed with it. I can kinda forgive them for that since they used the already existing zombies from other worlds cleverly here. Overall, a solid end to the original 11 worlds. I'm glad that we were able to end on a solid note with the OG worlds, and that's why this world is a B tier. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. I expected this world to be really good. I mean, come on. This world has most of the premium plants that would be so good. I mean, for crying out loud, it has 48 levels with boss fights every 6 levels. But to my surprise, it wasn't really as good as I thought it'd be. Since this world has so many boss fights, in which most of them are forgettable, I'll only be talking about a few of them. Day 24 is a boss fights level that actually feels like an actual boss fight. It actually took me a few tries before I could even get his health to be half. Day 28 is a fun one that feels like a breath of fresh air after completing objectives like turning zombies to Christmas presents or buttering zombies 25 times. It's a level where you need to plant grave busters on presents, hoping that you'll get a good plant to defeat the zombies. Day 36 is my favorite boss fight level while also being the absolute pain of my entire existence. This level is a last stand boss level where you need to defeat a giant imp called Multiplicity, where each time you kill him he becomes smaller, but multiplies in the number of imps. This is a tough and fun boss level, big fan of it. Day 44 is a unique and stressful level where you need to prevent the flying zombies from activating Potato Mine by using Sweet Potato. It's a tough level but can be easily beaten once you have the proper strategy. Day 48, the Zomboss level. This is a really fun boss level, but I feel like because most of the plants in this world are extremely powerful, the boss fight was really fast. Kinda left me feeling, man, that was so short. As I've said before, the plants here are powerful and made me feel so untouchable. Well, after replaying early game levels though, just copy and paste and its effects are never really a threat. What do you want me to say? As for the original zombies, there are only 4 of them. Yes, for numero 4. Fisher Imp is an imp that has a bubble gun toe that damages plants and its damage is very low, so multiple of them might be a threat, but 1 or 2 of them is never really a problem. The Witch Zombie is a balloon zombie that is resistant to other flying zombies' weakness like Tall Nut, but Jack-o'-lantern being able to damage the witch doesn't make any sense, but hey, I'm not complaining. Overstuffed Zombie is scary to me. He's a tanky threat who can eat weeds. A zombie who can eat a spikeweed, spike rock, iceweed, and flamweed is downright terrifying. Taco Imp is just a normal imp who is immune to any chilling plants. Taco Imp doesn't like it cold, I guess. Overall, a bland world, C tier. The first world to be added in this mod that is originally from the Chinese version, easy to adopt the world's gimmick, has been renewed and honestly, I think it's a lot better. The manholes. In the Chinese version, the manholes let out steam that damages plants in its surrounding area. But now in this mod, the manholes now spit out zombies ranging from a basic zombie to a conehead or buckethead, and they go backwards, essentially being a prospector zombie, but industrial age version. Day 10 introduces us to the blueprints, where you have to prevent the backwards zombies from reaching the blueprints, or else you risk the zombies knowing the plant to destroys, or something like that. It's like a don't let the zombies trample the flowers level. Day 14 is a level that left me genuinely scrambled all over the place. This level has an objective where you can't use plant food or dig up plants, and since I use these too often when planning my defense, I will a lot of the times forget that they were taken away from me and I would just keep pressing nothing. Day 20 is an intense level with manholes lined up diagonally with every single lane and blueprints at the end of the board, so you would have to strategize what plant you should use to prevent the backward zombies from wiping out your defense. Oh, and also mechanic zombies here as an extra level of difficulty. Day 22 requires you to use Zobean pods to defend yourselves from the zombies, while the mechanic zombie spams the clockwork zombies. Day 24 is an intense one that kept me on the edge of my seat the whole time. It's a don't let the zombies trample the flowers level. But you would also have to prevent the backwards zombies as well, so you would need to protect the flowers from the zombies from both ways. Day 29 basically throws so much at you. It's a level where the manholes, mold colonies, and blueprints are combined together for a chaotic level, basically setting the tone for the boss fight. It was a fun, intense level though. Cattail is an excellent plant that fits perfectly for this world. In the original, it can hit zombies from any direction and focuses on the zombie that is the closest to your house. They also attack the zombies past them. In here though, it's been nerfed, only reaching up to 3-2 for columns, but it's still really good. Its plant food is overpowered well unless it hits the zombies you want it to hit, of course. Vanilla is a useless plant, and I don't like it. Lily Alchemy is a great plant that can sometimes be unstoppable once there are multiple of them. Peanut is alright here. The devs found a way to make this plant useful, but it's still useless overall. Napalm mechanic, never used it unless I'm forced to. Lotus root is basically a shotgun that shoots water pellets. In the Chinese version, it shoots water streams, but the reflourished one is a lot better. Gentleman Zombie is so funny character-wise. His voice lines are so British and I love it. Daryl Zombie is a real threat that can easily wipe out your whole defense depending on how prepared you are. Coal Miner is not a threat to me at all. The Gargantuar Zombie shoots its imp backwards, which, honestly, is not that special anymore but can often surprise you. Furnace Zombie isn't broken or unfixed in this mod. Good job Reflourished devs. Mechanic Zombie is the one that actually feels tough most of my playthrough. I kept dying because of all the amount of clockwork zombies this guy spams at me. Inventor Zombie is a balloon zombie that actually has a specific weakness, Magnet Shroom. Repair Imp is an annoying foe and I will forever hate him. Overall, I really like this world. They introduced so much to this world rather than just copy-pasting the one from the Chinese version, S tier. A fantastic world that is fun yet chaotic. Who knew a carnival would have so much chaos like dynamites or living dolls? Anyways, this world has a unique gimmick where if you plant in a tile with a card on it that will affect your gameplay, for your advantage or the zombies'. This gimmick is a ton of fun to use. Not only do I have to plan my strategy, but memorize the cards. Night 5 is a given plants level. But you're not given any sun producers except Sunbeam, and you have to rely on the sun cards to be able to actually plan a consistent defense. This level, like a lot more I'll be talking about later, uses its own original gimmick in such a clever way where it doesn't feel stale and actually becomes either an advantage or disadvantage for the player. Something that can't be said for Vanilla's original gimmicks. Night 7 is an interesting level where you need to prevent the zombies from stepping on the flowers, but the Stiltwalkers are here. So you would need to use your cards to turn them into basic zombies so that you can stop the Stiltwalkers from trampling your flowers. An excellent level where the same objectives as Steam Age's Day 14, only this time it's a lot more tougher since you can't shovel any plant. You would have to plant more carefully on cards so that hopefully you don't turn the zombies to bucket heads. Night 12 is a really fun minigame where it's a lot like those TikTok videos you see of which cup has the ball challenge. And in this mod, when you choose a specific hat, it'll show you a zombie underneath. You get sun where you can plant to defend yourself against the same zombies underneath the hats. Also, if you pick a particular zombie, that will be the zombie that gets sent out the most so your target is to pick hat with the basic zombie underneath. Night 14 is a really exciting level that requires you to use Boom Balloon's ability to defeat the Carney Imps zombies. Because there are only 3 lanes you can plant on, while all of the zombies can walk on all lanes. Night 20 is a given plants level where you are only given Puff Shroom as your attacking plant. You will have to plant on the cards that can be reflected by the mirror zombie to turn your Puff SH or ON into either a repeater or Gatling P. Night 25 is the same thing as Night 12 but a lot tougher with stronger and more wacky zombies coming in early. Night 27 is a protect the endangered plant level, okay, nothing special. Except it's so freaking hard to beat. Pause. Night 28 is just another tough level with only Candy P as your attacker and expensive plant, and you have to deal with the prankster zombie whose laugh gives me the heebie-jeebies. I can't believe we got to hard levels back to back. That's genuinely insane. Night 30 is the only one of 2 levels, in part to that actually has a special objective. In this level it requires you to defeat 10 Carny Teddies, while the tarot cards are only cards that would give an advantage to zombies. Every Carny Teddy has to count, if more than let's say 3 Carny Teddies because it got turned to a zombie because of the card. You might as well start over. Night 31 is a special with a special objective kind of ... I guess. The only special thing about this level are the card shuffling, so it constantly changes, making you change where plants should be planted, or at least that's how I played it. The levels in part 2 were alright, to say the absolute least. Potato chit is a decent plant that helps a lot with the early waves. To earn more sun, while not actually spending any sun. Much like puff shroom in PVZ1 cause it's also spammable. Its damage isn't very great, but it's spammable. And for a zero plant, you get what you pay for. Caramel popcorn is alright to say the least. I would still prefer kernel pult cause of its cheap. Sun cost and butter stun. Boom balloon flower is a really good plant that's very helpful in a lot of cases and it has a fair sun cost. Tiger grass is adorable and it's pretty powerful. Magic shroom from the Chinese version, but this is very much different than its Chinese counterpart. It shoots 3 cards to the zombies that do decent damage and its unique ability that, once the card glowy effect around it turns gold, you can tap on it and it shoots out tarot cards that is not actually good for you. It's a decent plant, but not one I'd use often. The Great Zucchini is not very good in my opinion. It's like an imp pear, but instead of turning zombies to imps it turns zombies to the Great Zucchini zombies. It's just a basic zombie. For a plant that expensive I would rather just use an imp pear. I'll say this right now, the fact that the basic zombies have their own unique designs is really cool to me, and it just shows you how much the devs wanted their first original world. Not counting holiday mashup or the fact that this world is inspired by an event from vanilla closing parenthesis. To be unique and special. They don't have any special abilities, and I just wanted to say that because I think it's so cool. Stiltwalker is just that zombie in vanilla in that one event that I don't care enough to acknowledge what the name of the event is. Pink Vendor Zombie boosts zombies' health and Blue Vendor boosts zombies' speed. It's like a magenta skull zombie or evil potions, but can only boost zombies one at a time. But that doesn't mean they boost zombies slow. Trapeze zombies can be difficult in huge groups, and I just recently learned that depending on the color of the shirt the zombie is wearing, you can determine how many trapeze zombies will appear. I can't really explain it very well, so I recommend watching Flag Zombies Overanalyzation of the Caligenous Carnival World. Fire Breather is just the same as he is in vanilla. Mechanical Monkey is not sometimes fair. Carny Ball is not interesting at all. Carny Nibbler is also not sometimes fair. Carny Imp is nothing special except that once you damage him enough they will split into 2 directions. Funhouse Mirror Zombie can be annoying in levels that has a lot of tarot cards. Carny Cannon is also in vanilla, I think. It works the same, I think. Magician Zombie is basically the same as Dr. Brainiac or whatever his name is. Again, there's a specific pattern I can't explain clearly. Prankster Zombie is the new wizard zombie for me. Cause he always targets your most expensive and often most useful plant. If that's not enough, when he dies, he will drop a Carny Nibbler. This guy is so annoying, I nicknamed him a *******. He single quotes s the type of guy to say why so caligenous while laughing maniacally. Music Doll Zombie is creepy and she will drop mechanical monkeys on you if you don't subscribe. Please subscribe, please. In my first time encountering the Carny Teddy, I didn't mind this at all, but after replaying levels such as level 30, now I understand why Flag Zombie hates this thing. Carny Snorter is just like the Imp Sniffer but with half of its health. Also, I can't get over the fact that this toe looks like plankton. Don't you think? Action Gargantuar is like the Gargant. I have nothing else to say. Overall, this world should have been S tier for the absolutely fantastic part 1, but I feel like once part 2 came out, it didn't focus too much on the levels and rather focused on the plants and zombies, which I'm not complaining about since they're all awesome for the most part. So I feel like this deserves a tier. So this is my final ranking for all the Reflourished worlds. And from worst to best we have. Number 14, Neon Mixtape to a forgettable expansion, but the devs tried their best with this mess of a world in vanilla. Number 13, Far Future, a tanky expansion that has the hardest level in the entire mod. Which I don't like. Number 12, Holiday Mashup, a world where I expected more. Number 11, a bland world that does use its gimmick cleverly, I'll give it that. Number 10, Pirate Seas, an alright world but doesn't have much to offer. Number 9, Ancient Egypt, a solid start to the expansions. Number 8, Modern Day, it's a good world. It's just so chaotic and hard to comprehend. Number 7, Lost City, a good expansion. Number 6, Dark Ages, a great expansion that has a ton of personality to it. Number 5, Frostbite Caves, an expansion that is just as good as Wild West. Number 4, Wild West, an expansion just as good as Frostbite Caves. Number 3, Caligenous Carnival, an amazing world that shows the dev's amazing talent. Number 2, Jurassic Marsh, the definition of peak modding with great balance changes. And finally at number 1, Steam Ages, a perfect fixed world that outdoes SOG. Counterpart by a long shot. A world that has excellent levels all the way through. A world that rightfully deserves the number 1 spot. Yay! We rank every single world in Plants vs. Zombies to Reflourished. Thank you so much for watching and supporting this channel. This trilogy I guess has been definitely the biggest video I've ever made, and let me know if I should give my thoughts about the realms outside of the adventure world like hypothermic hollows and assault airspace. Again, thank you so much, and some other videos will be coming soon. Stay tuned.